Hello, welcome back. It is lecture 1, module 4, microcontroller and embedded system. Sangita Roy, assistant professor, electronics and communication engineering department, Narula Institute of Technology. Introduction to embedded systems. Lecture 1. Introduction. An embedded system is an electronic system which includes a single chip microcontrollers like the ARM or Cortex or LM3S1968. It is configured to perform a specific dedicated application. An embedded system is some combination of computer hardware and software, either fixed in capability or programmable, that is designed for a specific function or for specific functions within a larger system. Here the microcomputer is embedded or hidden inside the system. Every embedded microcomputer system accepts inputs and performs computations and generates outputs and runs in real time. Example: cell phone, digital camera, microwave oven, MP3 player, portable digital assistant and automobile, anti-lock brake system, industrial machines, agricultural and process industry, device, automobiles, medical equipment, household appliances, airplanes, vending machines and toys, as well as mobile devices are all possible locations for an embedded system, etc. Characteristics of an embedded system. The important characteristics of an embedded systems are: speed should be high speed, power low power dissipation, size and weight as far as possible small in size and low in weight. Accuracy must be very accurate. Adaptability, high adaptability and accessibility. Reliability must be reliable over a long period of time. So, an embedded system must perform the operations at a high speed so that it can be readily used for real-time applications, and its power consumption must be very low, and the size of the system should be as far as possible small, and the readings must be accurate with minimum error. The system must be easily adaptable for different situations. Categories of embedded systems. Embedded systems can be classified into 4 groups based on their functional and performance requirement. Functional performance. Standalone embedded system, they are small scale embedded system, real-time embedded system, they can be hard real system and soft real system, and they are medium scale embedded system. Network embedded system, they are large scale embedded system, mobile embedded system also. Standalone embedded system. And standalone embedded system works by itself. It is self-contained device which does not require any host system like a computer. It takes either digital or analog inputs from its input ports, calibrates, converts and processes the data, and the outputs the resulting data to its attached output device, which either displays data or control drives the attached devices. Example: temperature measurement system, video game consoles, MP3 players, digital cameras and microwave oven are the example for this category. Real-time embedded systems. An embedded system which gives the required output in a specified time or which strictly follows the time deadlines for completion of a task is known as real-time system, that is to a real-time system. In addition to functional correction, also satisfy the time constraints. There are 2 types of real-time systems: soft real-time system and hard real-time system. Soft real-time system. A soft real-time system in which the Violation of time constraint will cause only the degradation quality, but the system can continue to operate is known as soft real-time system. In soft real-time system, the design focus is to offer a guaranteed bandwidth to each real-time task and to distribute the resources to the task. Example, a micro oven, washing machine, TV remote, etc. Hard real-time system. A real-time system in which the violation of the time constraint will cause critical failure and loss of the life or property, damage or catastrophe is known as hard real-time system. The systems is usually interact directly with physical hardware instead of through a human being. The hardware and software of hard real system must follow a worst case execution WCET analysis that guarantees the execution be completed within a strict deadline. The chip selection and RTOS selection become important factors for hard real-time system design. Deadline in a missile control embedded system, delayed alarm, gas leakage, car garbage control and delayed response in pacemaker failure in radar function, etc. Network embedded system. The network embedded system are related to a network within network interfaces to access the resources. The connected network can be a local area network or a wide area network or the internet. The connection can be either wired or wireless. The network embedded system is the fastest growing area in embedded system application. The embedded web server in such a system where the embedded devices is connected to a web server and can be accessed and controlled by any web browser. Example, a home security system is the example of a LAN network embedded system where all sensors, that is to motion detector, light sensor or a smoke sensor are wired and running on the TCP/IP protocol. Mobile embedded system. The portable embedded devices like mobile, cellular phones, digital cameras, MP3 players, PDA, personal digital assistant are the examples for mobile embedded system. The basic limitation of the devices is the limitation of money and other resources. Based on the performance of the microcontroller, they are also classified into small scale embedded system, medium scale embedded system and the large scale embedded system. Small scale embedded system. An embedded system supported by a single 8 to single bit microcontroller with on-chip RAM ROM designed to perform simple tasks is a small scale embedded system. Medium scale embedded system. And medium scale embedded supported by 16 to 32 bit microcontroller microprocessor with external RAM ROM that can perform more complex operation is a medium scale embedded system. Large scale embedded system. A large scale supported by 32 to 64 bit multiple chips which can perform distributed jobs is considered as a large scale embedded system. Application area of embedded system. The embedded system have a huge variety of application domains which varies from very low cost to very high cost and from daily life, consumer electronics to industry automation equipments, from entertainment devices to academic equipments and from medical instrument to aerospace and weapon control system. So, the embedded systems span all aspects of our modern life. The following table gives the various application of embedded systems. So first one is home appliances. Examples are dishwash, washing machine, microwave, top set box, security system, HVAC system, DVD system, answering machine, garden sprinkler system, etc. Office automation, fax, copy machine, smartphone system, modern scanner, printers, etc. Security, face recognition, finger recognition, eye recognition, building security system, airport security system, alarm system. Academia, smart board, smart room, OCR, calculator, smart room, good quality camera, etc. Instrumentation, signal generator, signal processor, power supply, process instrumentation, etc. Telecommunication, router, hub, cellular phone, IP phone, web camera. Automobile, fuel injection controller, anti-locking brake system, airbag system, GPS, cruise control. Entertainment, MP3, video game, Minecraft, smart toy, etc. Industrial automation, assembly line, data collection, monitoring system, voltage, current, temperature, hazard detection, industrial robot, etc. Personal, PDA, iPhone, palm top, data organizer. Medical, CT scanner, ECG scanner, EEG scanner, EMG, MRI, glucose monitor, etc. Banking and finance, ATM, smart vendor, cash registration, smart market, etc. Miscellaneous, elevator, treadmill, smart card, security door, etc. Overview of the embedded system. Every embedded system consists of the customer built hardware component supported by a central processing unit, which is the heart of the microprocessor or microcontroller. Microcontroller is an integrated chip which comes with built-in memory, I/O, timers or other component. Most embedded systems are built on microcontroller which run faster than built-in microprocessor because of all the components are within a single chip. Operating system plays an important role in most of the embedded system, but all the embedded systems do not use the operating system. The systems with high-end application only use operating system. To use the operating system, the embedded system should have large memory capability. So this is not possible in low-end application like remote systems, digital cameras, MP3 players, robot toys, etc. The architecture of the embedded system with operating system can be denoted by layered structure as shown below. The operating system provides an interface between the hardware and application software. So this is the idea how the application software, then operating system, then hardware, and both application software and hardware is interconnected with operating system. In case of embedded system with OS, once the application software is loaded into the memory, it will run the application without host system. Hardware detail of the embedded system. It consists of the following important blocks: CPU, RAM, ROM, I/O device, communication interfaces, sensors. So this is the block diagram or architecture. CPU is connected to RAM, ROM, power supply, input device, application specific circuitry, communication interface and output device, and RAM is unidirectional from CPU to RAM, and power supply from power supply to CPU, and all the blocks are bidirectional. So CPU, already we know what is the activity of CPU. CPU is composed of an arithmetic and control logic. Many integrated registers are connected through buses. The ALU perform all the mathematical operation, add, subtraction, multiplication, division, logical operation, ANDing, ORing and shifting operation within CPU. The timing and the sequencing of all the CPU operation are controlled by the CU, which the control unit, which is actually built of many selecting circuit including others latches and decoders. The control unit is responsible for detecting the flow of instruction and data within the CPU and continuously running program instructions step by step. The CPU works in a cycle for fetching and instrumentation and decoding it and executing it, knowing and fetch, decode, execution cycle. For embedded system design, many factors impact the CPU selection, that is to the maximum size in a single operating system of ALU 8, 16, 32, 64 bits, and CPU clock frequency for timing control unit, that is to the number of ticks of clock cycle per second in the measure of megahertz. CPU contains the core and the other components which support the core of the execute program. Peripherals are the components which communicate with other systems or physical world like ports, ADC, DAC, watchdog, timers, etc. The core is separated from the other components by a system bus. The CPU is embedded system may be a general purpose processor like microcontroller or a specific purpose register like a DSP. But CPU consists of an arithmetic, logic and control unit, many internal registers. The ALU performs all the mathematical and logical operation. This is how the core, CPU and peripheral organized. It is connected by this, showing in these figures. There are many integral registers in the CPU: the accumulator, program counter, data buffer. Data buffer is connected to the data bus. Instruction register stores the current machine instruction, and ALU stores the result of arithmetic logic unit, and program counter stores the memory location for the next cycle after execution. The address register stores the memory location of the address to be accessed. The address register is connected to the address bus. In an embedded system, the CPU may never stop and never forever. The CPU works in a cycle of fetching and instruction, decoding it and executing it. It known as the fetch, decode, execute cycle. The cycle begins when an instruction is fetched from the memory and pointed by the program counter to the instruction register via data bus. When data and code, that is to lie in the different memory blocks, then the architecture is referred to as Harvard architecture. In case of data and code lie in the same memory block, then it is referred to as von Neumann architecture. Now, what is von Neumann architecture? The von Neumann architecture was first proposed by computer scientist John von Neumann. In this architecture, wants the data path and bus paths for both the instruction and data. As a result, CPU does one operation at a time. In either fetches an instruction from the memory or perform read or write operation on the data. So an instruction fetch and data operation cannot occur simultaneously and sharing a common bus. This is showing address and data bus is showing code and program memory, and CPU showing von Neumann architecture supports simple hardware. It allows the use of a single sequential memory. Today's processing speed vastly operate memory access times, and we employ a very fast but small amount of memory called cache. Harvard architecture. The Harvard architecture offers separate storage and signal buses for instruction and data. The architecture has data storage entirely contained within the CPU, and there is no access to the instruction storage as data. Computers have separate memory area for programs and instruction and data using internal data buses, allowing simultaneous access to both instruction and data. Program needs to be loaded by the operator. The processor could not boost itself. In the Harvard architecture, there is no need to make two memories share properties. So this is the von Neumann architecture: program memory, CPU, code memory. What is the difference? In von Neumann architecture it is simple, whereas Harvard architecture separate memory for code and data. Von Neumann processor needs to be fetched in a separate clock cycle and data in another clock cycle, so it requires 2 clock cycles. Whereas Harvard architecture, single clock cycle is sufficient as separate buses are used to access code and data. Higher speed, thus less time consuming, slower in speed, and in case of von Neumann architecture, simple in design, complex in design in Harvard architecture. So, we are ending today's session. So, these are the references. Thank you.